It's Tuesday, February 21st, 2012. I'm Curtis Hollister, and you're watching 52-Week Low, the show that profiles public companies trading at or around their 52-week trading low. Today we're talking about Dynegy Energy, and they're trading under the symbol DYN on the New York Stock Exchange. And joining me, as always, is Dana Blankenhorn, a top contributor on Seeking Alpha. Dana, welcome to the show.
Howdy.
So, I mean, these guys have been on a downward spiral for the last, 6 months and going even back further than that. But, you cite in your last article that, at $6, that it was kind of the last nail in the coffin. It's only downhill from here. And it turns out it has been. What's happening with the company right now?
Right now, investor Carl Icahn, who came into the company a little over a year ago, is trying to separate out the assets that are worth more from those that are worth less. And he wants to take a bunch of them as Dynegy Energy Holdings and spin them out into a company with their bonds, with the bonds of the whole company. That consists of natural gas transmission. And then he will control, through Dynegy Inc., the rest of the company, which is about almost 12 megawatts of coal-fired plant capacity, electrical generating capacity.
So, I mean, the big bone of contention, obviously, from the point of view of the, this company is the bondholders, and how are they going to get their money back out of this business versus the shareholders that have their money in this business right now as well. How's that conflict playing out?
Not well right now. A trustee, of course, whenever you declare bankruptcy, a trustee is appointed. And the trustee said very recently that she doesn't think this deal is necessarily fair to the company that is being taken through bankruptcy, which is Dynegy Energy Holdings. Dynegy Energy Holdings holds the natural gas assets of the company, plus all the bonds. The bondholders have supposedly agreed to take only 60 cents on the dollar for their bonds. So they're taking a Greek-like haircut.
Yeah. Well, and with any of these guys that, are the bondholders like this, obviously what they want to do is hold on to the assets or ideally liquidate these and sell them off to another, a vendor or somebody that's willing to acquire those assets. Is Carl Icahn just so savvy that he's able to basically dump all the bad and keep all the good?
That's what he's trying to do, but they're fighting him in court, and that's the problem for him. He got into the company back in November 2010. The company has been going down and down and down for a long, long time. If the name's familiar to you, this was the company that back in 2002 tried to buy Enron when they first started going down, under. And before that, they had been in Enron's business of energy trade around the turn of the last century. So this is kind of what's left.
And so it seems to me from the point of view of, if the bondholders win and the trustee is like, okay, let's favor the bondholders, they typically have priority in a lot of cases. If it plays out where Carl Icahn does get his way, what does this mean for the investors? Are they going to all of a sudden have a stock that shoots up from, they're trading at $1.46 right now? Is this going to go back to $6 if Carl gets his way?
I tend to doubt it. Coal power plants don't have a very long life ahead of them, just as a general thing. Natural gas prices are very low. Renewable energy systems are coming online and people prefer them. People are actually willing to pay more for solar and wind energy than they are for base load coal-fired energy right now.
Yeah.
So even if Icahn succeeds, I don't know how much money. He's just trying to get out what he can. Right now, if the whole thing went under, he'd get nothing, okay? He came in at around 6. It's at 1.5 now. So, if he can get 1.5, if he can get 1.75, if he can get $2, that's better.
He's getting 20% on his money versus 60 cents that the bondholder's getting. I mean, he's going to fight and kick for every ounce he can get.
Well, he's actually just representing the shareholders. How much skin he has in the game, he doesn't really own the whole company. He is representing the shareholders. He tried to buy the company and was eventually rebuffed at 6. And now he's trying to represent. He has a position, the position that he originally took to try and acquire the company at 6. He still has that, and he's the one who's representing those shareholders who are trying not to get nothing. And in a bankruptcy filing, frankly, common stockholders get nothing, and they deserve nothing. They're the people at the end of the train. After all the creditors have been dealt with, what's left goes to the shareholders, and what's left is almost always nothing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
If he can pull this off, if he can actually give them something, it would be not only an achievement but a rather startling precedent.
Now, from the point of view of the timeline that's associated with the chain of events, let's say this company, Coke does turn to Pepsi, and Carl Icahn is able to basically make this happen. What is it? What's the timeline? Is the trustee indicated at all when the decision is going to be made around who gets what and when?
Well, since this is not necessarily going through court, okay, well, the court is going to sign off on it eventually. We have what was originally a prepackaged deal. If the trustee decides to approve the prepackaged deal, it should, get settled within a matter of months, not years.
Gotcha. Now, given that from the point of view of company or investors looking at this as a possible investment, does play out, there's probably somewhere in between these 2 points where Carl Icahn's going to get the asset, or the company maintains is a going concern with certain liabilities attached to their future. Does this company, is it going to appreciate it all, or is it just the trend in energy that they've got a tough road to hoe, and that's just the way it is?
I wouldn't bet you're going to get much more than $1.50 at most.
So this is more of a short candidate.
If you buy the stock now, you may get close to $1.50 at the end of the day, but I don't see how you're going to get a whole lot more. My guess is that if he can manage to get this deal done, he'll then try and sell those assets, sell the coal assets, essentially liquidate the company to some company that's in the electrical power generation business.
Gotcha, exactly. Okay, so more than anything else, this is a short candidate, if it's anything, or a company to avoid at all costs.
I would say the latter. I would not touch this with a barge pole at this point. Now, Icahn admittedly got in when it was at 6, when there was some hope that with proper maintenance or whatever, things could work out.
Gotcha. Also,
at the time he got in, natural gas prices were something around $6 per MCF. They're now about less than half of that.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a lather, rinse, repeat conversation around the natural gas industry. I mean, everybody basically keeps on going to the fact that the price is underwater, and there's nothing that's going to change around that anytime soon.
Well, there are things that are being done to try and change that. There are moves afoot to try and get LNG terminals into production that will export gas rather than import gas. We've been importing gas for a long time. And, of course, there are the continuing efforts to make LNG a fuel for cars and trucks. But it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, and also there's an energy profile that's associated with liquid natural gas and the amount that you can basically carry with you versus how much energy you're getting out of it. And that's kind of...
Right, and remember, that's what the bondholders would get.
Yeah, exactly.
The bondholders would get the possible bet on rising natural gas prices. What the stockholders would get in this case would be the coal-fired power plants. And that's a good, reliable, steady business, or at least it should be. But it's not a long-run business because coal is killing the planet.
Yeah. Dana, thanks so much for your time. We'll keep an eye on these guys.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Dana, if you'd like more information on Dana Blankenhorn, you can visit his profile on Seeking Alpha. If you'd like more profiles from public companies trading at or around their 52-week low, you can visit Investor Candy TV. I'm Curtis Hollister. Thanks for watching 52-Week Low.